Hey, everyone. And welcome to the Sales Unscripted podcast. I am one of your hosts, Margaret Henney.
You're the host, Brian Neal. You know what it tastes like?
You had a little popcorn on your mouth there.
I do. Oh, man.
Okay, so my partner here, Brian Neal, B. Neal, as you guys know, has been fasting, and he just broke his fast after how long? When did you start your fast?
Well, right now it's Tuesday at 3:10.
Okay.
Last time I ate was at 9 p.m. Sunday night.
I was like...
So what is that? Sunday night, Monday night 9, Monday morning, so there's 36.
Wild.
To 3.
And it's Tuesday.
Yeah. Just felt like it.
I mean, so that was like the crumbling you heard. He like needed a little popcorn and sustenance. I was like, dude, you're going to freak out.
Fasting, though, it's all mental.
It totally is.
It's all mental. Everyone's like, how do you do it? And I never did. I used to say that. It's all mental.
Never thought I could do it, especially because I get migraines real bad.
Same.
And I was like,
Same.
yeah, exactly. We have that in common.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is not going to work for me. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to give it a go. And I impressed myself. I was going to do 24 hours. I did 36 hours.
That's awesome.
Because I was feeling great. And it was awesome. And I was
really
like,
great.
wow, I can't believe I could do this. Now, you know, I also had an out where I'm like, hey, if I really need to, I could have something. But like normally when I get hungry, I like freak out. I'm like, I got to eat.
Oh, you do?
Now.
Oh,
big
you're that
time.
person. You're
big
hangry.
time.
Hangry
freak
girl.
out. Oh my God.
Isn't that funny?
But when I was like, I'm just not eating, I was like, it wasn't even a problem. I was like, oh, okay.
It's a choice.
was
It's literally
so weird.
Everyone thinks, I will say, you know how you learn things when you're older that we may have talked about this, about words that you don't know what they are.
Oh, yeah.
And then you hear them.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like for all intents and purposes.
Yes.
Like I learned that when I was like 41.
Always thought it was like for all intensive purposes. Exactly.
The other one is hunger pangs.
No, it's not.
P-A-N-G-S.
It's not pains?
It's not pains. It's hunger pangs.
I'm learning that right now.
P-A-N-G-S. Literally, see?
No.
41. That's a good, or 40.
Well, okay.
Know.
Also, it took me a long time to learn Old Wives' Tale.
Old Wives' Tale. Yeah,
I used to think it was Old Wives' Tale,
yes,
which makes
funny?
like a whole lot more sense to me, but
Everything,
whatever.
I know. Like, it's so funny how that happens your whole life. Did you have songs that you missed the lyrics of? Like one of those deals?
There's one song. I can't remember the name of the song. And he says in the song, it's like something about like you and me endlessly.
Yeah.
And I thought he said you and me and Leslie. And I was like,
let's go.
I was like,
welcome to the 70s, kids. Freewheeling like it's Woodstock again.
I was like, get this bitch out of the picture. I thought it was you and me. Who's Leslie? Like, I was so offended.
Takes all kinds.
I was like, okay, I guess
Let's
we're
go.
rolling
To
this
each his
way.
own, right?
Leslie, hit the road, lady.
It's a throuple. Oh, that's funny.
What's yours?
It's stupid. It's
we're going to talk about sales eventually, guys. Hang with
Bishop
us.
Called I Fooled Around and Fell in Love.
Okay, yeah.
Fooled around and fell in love.
Okay.
I used to think it said Voodoo Island Girl in Love.
That's not even close.
Not even close. But it made sense to me because I pictured this like tropical like woman from Tahiti or something like that. A voodoo island girl that I fell in love with. A voodoo island girl in love.
Oh my God, that is so well. Okay, this is not exactly like that, but I would sing along to. My dad was a big Steely Dan fan, and so am I.
I love Fred.
I know Fred's the freaking man, dude.
I love it.
And Steely Dan is the best. But there was I can't remember one. It's like the Fire Colombian. Tonight. You know what I mean? Whatever. I can't remember. It's a wonderful thing. I can't remember what it is right now. And I would sing this. I was like a little kid singing, and he was like, "Hey, do you know what the Fire Colombian is?" And I was like, "No, but it's great lyrics for Steely Dan." He was like, "It's weed, my 6-year-old daughter, or cocaine."
I think it's fine Colombian. It's a cigar, isn't it?
I have no idea.
That's Hey 19. Hey 19.
Oh, it is Hey 19.
That's Aretha Franklin.
And I was like, oh, okay, well, there we go. I think it's like Jose Cuervo's in it, and I'm like 6 years old singing along. Like,
so funny.
Jose, the Fire Colombian.
It's like, oops, I did it again.
Idiot. What about Oops, I Did It Again?
Well, the little girls were, with their
yeah.
hairbrush when they were 7 singing, Oops, I did it again.
And you're like,
I played with your heart. You know, they don't know what they're saying.
Exactly.
Okay, we should do a topic.
Okay, we have a topic.
Yep.
So a lot of times, as you guys know, for our wonderful, lovely, loyal listeners, we talk about sales people, right? That's what we do, sales.
Yeah,
I figured we'd switch it up a little bit and talk about sales leaders, because that's a big piece of the puzzle. And also our friends at BZ have this amazing thing called BZ SOS.
Yes.
And that's what you guys are doing, is training specifically sales leaders to make them more effective and give them a process and, you know, all this. So I was like, you know what? Let's give our sales leaders a little bit of love and talk to them today.
That's nice. And a little plug for BZ SOS, Blind Zebra Sales Operating System.
There you have it.
You know, we launched that thing in December of 2023. And it is now, our first class of certified coaches was 2023.
Long.
So that's a year and 5-6 months almost.
Wow.
We have 81 certified coaches
that
bring to the system to about 1,000 salespeople.
That's incredible.
And another class that's already over halfway sold out.
Yes.
Coming up
if
here
you want to
get
months. Certified, you can do this. You can have like a process.
You have to be a sales leader.
Yeah, got to be a sales leader.
Get certified.
And it just makes it so I was not easy, but more simple, right?
Yes.
I think there's a difference between easy and simple, you know, because you got to execute.
That's good. You got to do it. Yeah. But it makes it easy.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Yes.
Thanks for saying that. Yeah. Maybe the next one we'll do a co-video one.
Oh, see? Okay, good.
Even though you only call in car dealers. But
I know. Well, sorry.
So what do you want to talk about to the sales leaders?
Okay, well, so I have a lot of questions for you.
Okay.
I hope that's okay. I'm gonna chime in. It's kind of an interview.
Unscripted.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
So my question for you first, I think one of the biggest things that this is a debate and has been a debate in the sales world is, do you first have to be an excellent salesperson to make a sales leader, to be a great, effective sales leader? And I'll tell you kind of not exactly what I decide first, but what I think that sometimes they can be conflicting characteristics or traits between those two.
Yes.
But also you know what it takes if you've done it yourself, and you already have earned a lot of respect if you've done it yourself. So I don't know. What do you think?
Really good. This is a good debate. I don't know. I'm going to talk out loud, think out loud.
Yeah, think out loud.
Because I don't know where I'll actually land here, even though I've been working with those people for forever.
Right. And it doesn't have to be necessarily one.
Right.
I think that's...
So here, let's talk about what doesn't work. That's easier for me.
Yeah, okay.
What doesn't work typically is the number one performing salesperson getting promoted to sales leader. That almost never works.
Yeah, and it happens all the time. All the time.
I was going to say it again.
Yes.
All the time.
Yeah.
You're supposed to go when I say it. We're going to say it again.
Yeah. All the time. Okay, sorry. I was ready that time.
Have you ever seen that Saturday Night Live skit where they finish each other's sentences?
Yes.
And it is so. Please tell me that's unscripted.
Oh, I think it is.
Genius.
It's so genius.
It's
and
who's
you
it, Chris
know
Kattan?
People who do that.
Is it Chris Kattan?
Probably.
Yeah, and it's just fan. And the sweaters they wear. Oh my God, what are those characters? Who are they? I gotta look it up.
I don't remember.
Anyway, that almost never works.
Yeah.
And there are several reasons why. The first reason is high-performing salespeople tend to be lone wolves.
Yes.
They tend to operate independently on their own.
Yes.
In their own way. Mm-hmm. And they not even consciously. Subconsciously make assumptions that everybody knows how to do everything.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to just do that because that's what I do. And it doesn't work. It's not transfer. They don't have transferable skills.
Exactly.
And they don't have patience, usually, for others.
Uh-huh.
And they will tend to just take over.
Uh-huh.
And then no one learns anything. And the result then rests upon their shoulders. They're carrying the result through because they're going to go and try to sell everything, and no one learns anything. The thing's not scalable.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of a house of cards.
They just want to step in and try to do it themselves and be like, okay, let me just take this, right? And you're like, well, no, that's not the point. You want to build up your team. You want to coach them to be better, all that sort of thing. So, but it's a bit of a conundrum, right? Because it feels like that makes sense. You're like, this person has proven it. They know what it takes. Like, it should be, like A plus B equals C.
Yes.
And very few times have I ever seen this in my life. I think I have maybe one person that I'm thinking of in my brain who was an excellent salesperson and also makes an incredible leader and collaborator and all that sort of thing.
Yes.
But very rarely.
Almost never. Almost never.
Yeah.
So that's the easy answer, is like what typically doesn't work.
Okay.
Let's talk about what does work. And this is where it gets a little counterintuitive. I'm not necessarily someone that says you must have done a thing to be a good coach or a leader.
I agree.
And an easy one, it's a sports analogy, are golf caddies.
Oh.
What did you think I was going to say?
I thought you were going to say coaches.
Well, coaches too, that didn't play.
You think a lot of football coaches who maybe didn't play or weren't like at the top of their game.
Yes, and there are some of those.
There
are lots of NFL coaches in history that
really
never played.
Tons of coaches.
Yeah. Golf coaches, golf caddies, they didn't play.
Good.
On the PGA Tour, a tennis coach, those people.
Yes.
So they played the game at some point, but they didn't play at that level.
Right.
So that's the thing. So it could be someone who has sold in the past, but maybe wasn't a super high performer.
Yes.
But they've dialed in an element of it that's really good.
Totally.
That's the kind of the next best, I think, like, okay, that makes some sense and that can work. Here's what I think works the best, though.
Yeah, great.
I think what works the best is someone who has an operations-oriented mindset. Whether they come from sales or marketing or ops or anything, someone who is really good at structured process.
Okay, yep.
Can take the natural salespeople and plug them into a system and operate the system, and that team will perform really, really, really well. We see that all the time.
Okay, so that's a good identifier. If you're looking like, hey, people that we're looking for either internally or externally, like what is one of those qualities? And so one of them that you would look for is that level of like operational acumen. Yeah, the ability to operate a process and a system so think about people. I always say if I find a good operator, I say it doesn't matter what the business is or what the function is. That's
that person,
true.
Right? If they're so I've got a client that has branches and they have like operations managers at the branches. There are some of those operations managers that I always say this. I say if I took them out of that, maybe they sell bulldozers, and I took them out of that job, and I gave them a Dairy Queen to run, they would run the Dairy Queen better than anyone because they're so good at following systems and processes.
Mackenzie Boyle, I will give a shout out from my team.
What up, Mackenzie?
Is like that.
Hey,
she is one of those people that she came to us actually originally as an OR fellow. And she's one of those people that you're like, you could put her in any role in any department and she would absolutely crush it. Like, and that's a rare thing.
Very rare thing.
Shout out, Mackenzie.
What up, Mackenzie? She listen? She better.
I hope so.
She does now.
I know. She does now. We're gonna tag her in it.
There's no doubt that is the number one, I think, missed skill set. Okay. That when people are hiring a sales leader, they don't think about the ability to create good systems and processes and follow them to the T. Okay. And then past that, the next biggest thing, if you get this together, it's great, is a strategic thinker that can think past the months and the quarters.
Yeah, okay.
So many sales leaders get so short-sighted on making the month and making the quarter.
Very much, yes.
And they never get out of that, and they don't know how.
Yeah.
That comes from the first one, the systems and structures, allows a sales leader to look further out into the future, further. In the future, right? Time-based further.
Yeah.
Distance farther.
Oh, see, I mix those up all the time.
It's a thing. Further, farther. That is another. That's a skill that I've got. I've got some friends that I say can see around corners strategically. They see things that others don't see.
Yeah.
If you get that coupled with a process-oriented person, man, it's lights out good.
That's awesome.
Really, really good.
This is perfect. This actually leads to one of my other questions. So I was going to ask in terms of like qualities, what makes a great sales leader? We kind of covered it there, but one thing that I also think can be a little bit controversial in terms of like, I made notes for myself. Guys, we're still unscripted because he didn't know we were talking about this.
I had no idea, literally.
But I am curious, what would you say, and you can say multiple things, is the primary function of a sales leader? And I'll give you some options.
Okay.
Accountability.
Okay.
Motivating.
Okay.
Strategy. Coaching. And you can say none of those things, or you can say a combination of those things. But are any of those jumping out in terms of like, this is your whole, right? Obviously, it's like, okay, we want our goal to, our team to perform high and make their goal. Yes. But like, what are they doing? What's their main
this is a good one.
function?
I'm going to go off the list.
Yeah, please. Yeah.
So, and I'm going to say a slangy, and then I'm going to try to make it more businessy. The number one skill is to be a really good plate spinner.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So all of those things are required.
Sure.
The best sales leader knows when to play what role.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I
so
like it.
So there's a time. So we have a tool in our operating system called 6 Sales Leadership Hats, based off a book called 6 Thinking Hats by Vincent DeBono, maybe I think is his name, from the 80s. Anyway, and it's just a role. So you play all those roles you just mentioned. That was a really good list too, Margaret. Really good. Yeah, because those are 5 of the 6, I think.
No kidding.
One of them is cheerleader. You don't have cheerleader on there, do you?
No, I don't have
but
cheerleader.
You have manager, coach, cheerleader, strategist, and seller. There's a time when the person needs to be the seller.
Exactly.
The best sales leaders know when they need to put on whichever hat.
Totally.
Dorky, but that's what it is. So this right now, I need to be in strategy mode because we've got a big price increase coming up. We got competitors in. I need to be focused. Now I need to be in coaching mode. My sales team, I got some people, new people that are struggling or whatever.
Right.
Cheerleader, rah-rah mode. Manager, I'm going to look at data. And so it's the ability to go in and out of that. That's like the plate spinner at the circus or whatever.
Yeah.
Is that where they have plate spinners?
Probably.
You know what I'm talking about? Like when you spin one, you got to go over and spin this one and spin that one.
Oh, totally.
Sort of
well, I'm also, let me sidebar for 1 second. Okay.
Were you in the circus?
No, I was not. But
do you want to be?
If I was from Peru, Indiana, I probably would have been.
World circus capital.
Amazing.
World circus capital.
Shout out to Peru and our friends there. So the Indiana Pacers are in the NBA Finals right now. So if you are not on board, please get on board. Obviously, we're so about it. It's very exciting.
Yes.
But I'm going to go back to our last series where we beat the Knicks. And it felt so great. But what was so funny to me is during their halftime shows, they've got like Mary J. Blige. Right?
Oh, right.
Like,
totally right.
And you're like, okay, we had my favorite halftime show, Red Panda. Do you know Red Panda?
What's Red Panda? No.
She's like, she'll spin plates.
Oh, she spins plates.
And bowls.
Yes.
She's like flipping
Red
stuff
Panda,
up on her head.
She keeps, she's like on a, yes.
Incredible.
That's it. It's fantastic.
But it was just funny to me because, people might be like, oh, that's so lame in India. I was like, see Red Panda and tell me it's lame.
That's
I dare you. It's incredible. I love you, Red Panda.
We've got Chuck Lofton. Did you see that Jimmy Fallon thing?
Yes.
Did you see that? We've got Chuck. I love Chuck. He just retired. Did you watch his Go Away?
Celebrities.
I just watched his Go Away newscast. Chuck Lofton, 40 years he was on.
Was it a little bit sad? Did he cry?
He's just such a good human.
Yeah.
He said the right things. I loved it.
Nice.
Okay,
sorry.
So
spinning plates.
Spinning plates. Okay. That's the thing. Was it Red Dragon?
Red Panda.
Oh, Red Panda. Yeah. Red Dragon is. That is to me the number one skill: the ability to know when to switch gears, switch hats, whatever you want to say there, and work on the right thing at the right time.
Yeah.
Allocate their time that way.
I like it.
What a lot of sales leaders will do is they'll default to the one that they like the most. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? So if they love to sell, like, I'm going to go right along with it. Yeah, total 100%. Let's do some coaching. Let's do some role playing.
And really, like,
it's great. And then at some point, though, you need to think strategically, what's 2026 and 27 going to look like? That's kind of stuff.
That makes sense.
So that's a really good question.
Well, I'm gonna build on this.
Okay, let's go.
Let's keep going.
I feel like I'm on someone else's show. This is really fun. I like it. No, I like it. Don't apologize.
Okay, good. So you said, I think one of them that I said was motivator. You said cheerleader. I think those are maybe a little bit different because one of my questions was, is it a job or a role or a function of a sales leader to motivate their team, or does that have to come inherently?
I don't think so.
I'm just not. Right?
I just think this is one of the mythy things. Mythy.
Yes.
Ethel Thayer. Sounds like a
Muffy.
Ethel Thayer. That's a quote from a movie. A phenomenal movie called On Golden Pond. Where are my Gen Xers at?
Oh, I know the movie, but I've never seen it.
Oh, my God. Now, it's very, very slow, but
like
it's
old,
such a good...
Like
Henry Fonda, Jane Fonda.
That's okay.
So good. Ethel Thayer. Dabney Coleman's in it, one of the greatest character actors of all time. Remember Dabney Coleman played the lead character in 9 to 5?
No.
Dabney Coleman? You don't know Dabney Coleman?
I thought Dolly Parton was the lead character in 9 to 5.
Well, there are 3, and Lily Tomlin and Jane Fonda was in that too.
Oh, okay. Well, there you have
9 to 5 is fantastic. But the guy.
Okay.
Franklin Hart is his name. This is a movie I know very, very well.
It's like,
I love
I
this
can tell.
Skinny and Sweet. If anybody knows this movie knows what I'm talking about. The rest of y'all
loving it, and I'm like, I can't.
There's another movie I love
called
Tootsie that is Dustin Hoffman. That is
brought up
so...
Tootsie. I can't.
Have you watched it yet?
Oh
my God!
I haven't.
Someone DM Margaret and tell her to watch Tootsie. Tell her it's the greatest movie ever. It's not, but it's really good.
I'm glad you love it.
What was I talking about?
We're unscripted.
Motivation. No, intrinsic motivation. It comes from within. Has to.
Okay, great.
It's a myth to me. It's something I just don't. Because it's fleeting. So the question is, if you're unmotivated and I motivate you,
right?
What happens? You run a little faster for a while,
but
until you decide you're going to motivate yourself, you'll slow back down. You'll have to do it again. How you just keep pushing you don't have kids yet, but if you push a kid on a little, scooter thing,
You have
you
to keep running
you have
up
to keep
and,
going
like,
up and doing it again and doing it again.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
how about you fucking pedal, dude? You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's,
Okay, I sort of thought you would say that, but I wanted to bring it up because I
Yeah, that's
agree
good.
that I think that's something that people are like, well, you really got to motivate your team. And I'm like, okay, I think cheerleading and rah-rahing and, getting the team together is one thing.
Yeah.
But like the idea that it's their job to put the gas in their tank
No.
is like, no, man,
No.
gas up your own car.
gas up your own car, you know?
So, okay.
Fill her up.
Okay, fill her up, man.
Ethel.
Okay, good.
Ethel's an old gas from the 70s. What is wrong with me today?
I don't know.
I should have eaten
It's 'cause
sooner.
you haven't eaten
I should have eaten
anything.
sooner. I think I've retroed back. I think I'm my grandpa Fred. My grandpa's name was Fred. Do you know that?
Really?
Yes.
Fred,
And your
Fred
dad's
is a
name is
solid
Fred.
name.
It's a great name.
So solid.
Fred, my other grandpa's name was Oscar. What are your grandpa's names?
I love that
Isn't that
name.
a great
That's
name?
a great name.
It's a great name now. If you have a little baby boy now, call it Oscar or
That's
whatever.
so cute. Someone just sent me a picture of their friend had a baby and their name is Margaret Sue.
No way.
Yes.
Let's go.
And I was
Old
like,
school.
Margaret,
Yes. In
let's
the house.
go.
What are your grandparents' names?
Harold. My grandparents
Harold is
were Harold and Reva.
Yes.
And then there was Harry and Jeanette.
Oh, cute.
I know,
That's good. Yeah, I had
right?
Oscar and B, or Beatrice.
I love the
Grandma
name B. I love
and
that.
then Fred and Dorothy. Are those not like 40s
Those are
names? Fred and
classic
Dorothy.
grandparent
And everyone called her
names.
Dot. My grandpa called her Dot.
Oh, I love that. That's
It
really
was good.
sweet.
Usually when he was
See?
yelling at her.
Dot.
God damn it, Dot! Was it like really sweet back then?
I can see it actually.
Right? Cigarette hanging out his mouth. Dot! Sorry.
That's hilarious.
Anywho.
Wait, okay. We're gonna keep going.
We
going.
have another one? Okay.
Should we make this
We're-
into 2 episodes?
We can if you want to. It's up to you. Is there enough for another episode? You want to
I
just wrap
think
with
so.
one? Are you sure?
I think we can make it into
Another
2
sales
episodes.
leader episode. We'll do it. Okay.
Friggin' why not?
I like it. We'll see you
Okay.
with the continuation of this. And I'm not going to eat again, so I'll still be a little tired. That's okay.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.